Hello everybody, my name is Amelia Sky and welcome back, or welcome to a Millionaires Club. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to come on here to talk to you guys about something that I'm kind of surprised I haven't done this sooner. My running journey. I have been running for almost all my life, but my running has certainly evolved, especially over the last year. So I wanted to come on here to talk a little bit about my running journey from start to where I'm at now, and a little bit about what I'm hoping for in the future with my running journey. This year was a huge year for me because I ran my very first marathon, which I signed up for that so impulsively, so we'll talk about that too. But going from someone who was running probably at most 2 miles, maybe 3 miles every now and then, to running a full-blown marathon. No. I never thought I was gonna be that person who would be like, yeah, I run a marathon, yeah, I run a marathon, yeah, I run a marathon. No, never thought that, and here we are. So I thought it would be worthwhile to come on here and chat with you guys a little bit about my running journey. And yeah, so let's chat about it. I'm gonna be looking over here periodically because I have notes. I want to try to keep things short and sweet. I'm also working on doing this, to be frank, is helping me practice certain elements of public speaking because I'm really working on minimizing filler words, such as like or and I'm making sure that instead of using filler words, I'm just speaking a bit more slowly, taking time to process my thoughts, and speaking with intention. So, doing this, being here on YouTube, has actually been quite helpful. Side note. Anyways, I ran a 10K today. It was a slow run today, which is fine. Like you need slow runs in your training. But yeah, so that's why I'm dressed like this and drinking my protein smoothie right now because I just finished running not that long ago. So the start of my running journey, everything began for me at a pretty I'm back. Everything began for me at a pretty early age. I remember running in grade school. I remember being fast in grade school, and me and my guy best friend, he knows who he is. If he watches this, I have no idea if he'll watch this, but he knows who he is. We would always be pit against each other in grade school and like running against each other. He was definitely faster than me, whatever. But we would do relays and stuff, and yeah, so I always was running, and my mom signed me up for like summer track, and see, there I go with them legs, y'all. There I go with them legs. My mom signed me up for summer track, so running was a part of my life very early on. And on top of that, my mom, growing up when I was in grade school at this point, right? But my mom was a high school track coach, as well as she had different stints coaching the dance team and the cheer team. My mom used to be she's a professional dancer, like, so she used to be touring and she had her own dance studio at a point. But there was one point during my childhood where like a couple years, I remember, where she was a track coach, and so I was going to the high school a lot and going to the practices after school almost every single day. So I was also just in a track environment growing up. Not only was I running and competing in track early on, I was also seeing what older kids were doing, and high school age kids. I ran track in high school. I'm pretty sure I ran varsity all 4 years. When I got to high school though, that's when I knew I was like, this is not I don't think this is going to be sustainable for me. I was using track more so as conditioning for tennis. I was also playing tennis year round. And I think by the time I got to high school, I was kind of tired of running. And I don't think I had the same spark for running as I did when I was younger. But I did it all 4 years. I had to take off one season for a bit because of a hip injury, but for the most part, yeah, I ran all 4 years in high school. I ran my first year in college at my first university, just the indoor season, and then I decided not to run the outdoor season. And that's where like my competitive running journey ended. I still was working out though. I don't feel right when I'm not working out regularly. So I was always still going to the gym several times a week. I would be running, right? Normally I'd be run at least a mile and then lift weights and stretch, right? So that's, I think, kind of a basic structure of a workout that I would typically follow. And then after I graduated from college, I continued to do the same thing. I was still running pretty regularly, but it wasn't anything beyond 2 miles. No. After that mile, I was like, thank you, Jesus. Oh, I finished. Boom. Stop the treadmill. I'm done. I was not over here trying to run till kingdom come. No, thank you. And I was also in college and slightly after college. I really liked weightlifting a lot more. So I was very much prioritizing building, gaining muscle rather than my cardio. But because I was so used to cardio, because I was so used to running, that's what I grew up doing, that's how I would get cardio in. It was just an easy thing to me to do when it was shorter distances. Okay? So now, not this summer that just passed, but the summer before. So what is this? 2025? Summer of 2024, I joined a run club. That was when run clubs, obviously run clubs have existed for many years, but I think there was a probably nationwide trend in the US where run clubs were just on and popping, okay? And you joined a run club, and yeah, I'm sure many people saw this on social media, but for those who didn't, there were jokes going around on social media that run clubs were the new dating apps, and you could go join a run club, get yourself a little workout in, and maybe find yourself a boo, okay? So I went to a run club, and I know some people would be like, oh, you're trying to find yourself a mate, trying to find yourself a man. No, I'm here to run. I'm here to work out. I'm here to work out. And I joined the super big run club in Chicago, CRC, Chicago Run Collective. It got so big that it kind of had to shut down at one point, and like there would be hundreds of people in the running through the streets of Chicago almost every Saturday morning. Yeah, it was a lot of people. So I don't know how they need permits or what, but yeah, it got very big very quickly. But I joined that running club, and she was cute, you know. I get in a 5K. I felt really good about myself. I was like, this is what's up. Go to a farmer's market after. I made some friends from CRC. In terms of running, it's normally something I was doing for the most part by myself, except for when running with CRC. January of 2025, I was on a family vacation, and I impulsively signed up for a marathon. Yeah. I think I do this thing where I hyperfixate on different workouts. Like for one period of time, I was really like, oh, I should get really into calisthenics. And I was like, maybe this should be my thing. And then I was over it really fast. And so, and I previously was like I mentioned, I was weightlifting a lot in college. I was really hyper focused on weightlifting. then all of a sudden the idea of a marathon came, and I was like, well, maybe I should do that. Maybe this should be my new hyperfixation. So I signed up. I remember I was literally sitting in the bathroom in like my towel, like I was fresh out of the shower on my phone, like Googling what's an easy marathon. Looked at a list. Denver was one of them. I gotta find a list in Denver. I haven't really spent a lot of time in Denver. I want to go see Denver. Denver would be nice to run in. Click, signed up. Like, yeah, there was probably not nearly enough thought put into it, but yeah. So Denver Marathon was in May. It was May 18th. I signed up January maybe 2nd or 3rd, something like that. I started training immediately. I was on vacation already working out. But again, I've always kept up with a workout routine. I would consider myself also pretty naturally athletic person. But going from running 1, 2, maybe 3 miles every now and then to running 26.2 is no small feat, okay? So, yeah. So training began in January immediately. I did everything wrong to train for the Denver Marathon. Everything that a person could do wrong when it comes to marathon training, I did. We'll see. I might make a whole separate video on all the things that I did wrong and then what I would recommend doing instead when training for a marathon, because no. I'll give you a couple examples for right now at least. 1, did not have proper shoes. My shoes were a size too small for the majority of my training. 2, and so that caused my toenails to fall off. Yeah, so that's why having the right size shoe is important. Yeah, because like literally 2 of my toenails were bald. It's not cute, y'all. It's like looking at it and you're like, it's an out-of-body experience seeing a naked toe. I'm gonna be so for real. It's like, why is she bald? She grew back great though. I was kind of happy. I was like, maybe I needed a new one. Maybe a little facelift. A toe lift, if you will. Anyways, so many things I did wrong training for Denver. But my goal with Denver was just to get through it. I just wanted to say that I could do it. Truly. Also, I had some people ask me, why didn't you start with a half? Why did you go straight to the full marathon? My answer to that is, by the time, and this is just my thought process, so people who've actually run marathons are going to hear this and be like, girl, but hear me out. Before doing it, in my mind, I was like, if I run the half, I might as well just run the full, because it's like, you run the full, you run the half too, you know what I mean? But going from, let's say, a 10K to a half marathon is nothing like going from a half marathon to a full, okay? It's a whole different ball game. And so, because of my wacko training, I pushed my body for sure, but again, I think the natural athleticism kind of saved me. And there were other things that I did do right. So I'm glad in terms of like what I was eating and how I was hydrating my body, I was really on top of that, especially the week of the race, so that I wouldn't crash and burn. And also with the elevation difference in Denver, I ran a lot slower intentionally, because I really did not want to pass out or, just, I wanted to make sure I could finish the race on 2 feet, okay? But we made it through Denver. My goal with Denver, again, like I said, was just to finish. I wasn't going for a time. I really just wanted to see if I could do it. And I'm kind of one of those, like, you got to do everything once type of people. And so I was like, well, why not run a marathon one good time? Yeah, check. And so I've checked that off my list. Now, what am I doing now in terms of my running? I'm training for another marathon because I'm crazy. But this time, I'm doing everything right. I'm training for the Barcelona marathon, which isn't until next year, so I have plenty of time, but I've already started training because I wanted to do a full 20-week cycle. And I'm kind of doing things my way, kind of doing things, I would say, proper way. There's many different ways to train for a marathon, but I'm kind of incorporating some of the practices that I've seen and enjoy, as well as doing things in my own way. So I'm currently training for that. That's why I ran a 10K today. And I'm also not someone who's super crazy fast. I'd say I can run. Okay, let me stop playing. My 5K is now at a pretty decent time, I would say, for me. Other people run much faster, but I ran a 5K in under 25 minutes the other day. I was so proud of myself. Oh, I was so proud of myself. I was on a treadmill. That's why I could keep the speed up. So, in theory, sure, some might say that I'm fast. I'd say my average mile, though, probably when going into this, hoping to be in the 9.5 to 10 minute mile range for the actual marathon. Now, with the Barcelona marathon, I do have a time goal. Ideally, we're definitely, because I finished the last marathon in like 5 hours. Ideally, we're definitely finishing in under 5 hours, like hands down. That's thing number one. Thing number two, if I can finish in 4:45, yay. If I can finish in 4:30, hell yeah. That would be fantabulous, okay? So that's where we're at right now. We're currently training for my second marathon. I'm excited. I feel good. I'm incorporating a lot more weight training this time around. I signed up for a gym here, and I love it. It has everything that I need. I can do classes. What else am I doing? Yeah, so I'm running at least 3 to 4 times a week, and then I'm weightlifting normally like 2 to 3 times a week, and doing other forms of exercise. Like I took a cycling class this week, and I'll probably do another one tomorrow. So, yeah, that's where we're at today. A bit more about running, what it means to me now, and just like my overall relationship with running. Like I said, I never thought I was going to be a distance runner, okay? I'm telling you, if I spoke to you even a year ago from today, and you said to me, girl, you know this time next year you will run a marathon, I'd be like, you better get that out my face. Because no. But here I am, about to run another one. It's kind of like getting a tattoo. For those who have tattoos, you'll totally understand. It's scary at first. You're like, oh my God, ah. And you get a tattoo and you're like, it hurt, but like kind of in a good way. I kind of like it. That's what it feels like. And you just keep wanting to get more and more tattoos. That's kind of what the marathon is like. Yeah, I know. So now everybody who has a tattoo, maybe you should run a marathon. Just a thought. Again, my relationship with running has changed drastically over the years, but particularly over this past year. And now I consider myself a distance runner. I've never said that out loud. Yeah, it feels kind of nice. Like, I'm repping that anyways, because I am a marathoner. I have said that out loud. For me, running has been so much more than just, obviously, like, physical health, right? I'm already naturally a pretty small person. Small as in skinny. I am 5'6" in terms of height. But, so, like, if I didn't work out regularly, I would maintain a pretty similar weight because I have a pretty fast metabolism. But for me, running has given me so much more. And I just take the little nuggets of wisdom that I gain from my different running experiences and apply them to other areas of my life. Thing one, for example, when you're running, you really do have to focus on yourself. If you start thinking about other people and how they're running and what they're doing, you distract yourself from what you have going on. Because you never are really gonna know unless you sit down and talk to that person and ask them and interrupt their freaking run. You really aren't gonna know on a day-to-day what other people are running, when they started, how long they've been running for in general, how long they've ran during that day. You don't know. And same with you. Like, people are not gonna know when you started your run, when you're gonna finish your run. So I say all this to say, for example, I think it's very easy to compare yourself when you see people passing you by or, running much faster than you. You don't know where they're at in their journey. They could be doing a sprint interval for all you know. They might not be doing the same thing as you. That's why you gotta focus on what you got going on. And that's why for me, I feel like running forces me to stop worrying about other people, because they don't know what I'm doing. They don't know how many more miles I have to do, how many more kilometers, whatever. I use both now. I've interchanged between the two. No one knows. No one knows. You know what I'm saying? So I just stop worrying about what other people are doing, and I'm like really, really, really locked in on what I have going on. And running forces you to do that. Because I'm thinking about a lot of different things while I'm running. I'm thinking about my breathing. I'm thinking about my form. I'm thinking about my arms. I'm thinking about my stride. I'm thinking about, damn, this hurts. Oh, I can't wait to be done. But, oh, yes, stay in it. Oh, I feel good now, right? Like, there's a lot of thoughts going through my mind. That's a whole lot for me to focus on. I do not need to add to the mix. Oh, I wonder how much they ran today. Oh, maybe I need to pick up the pace and be like them. No. What other people got going on, not my business. Running helps me mind my business. Okay? And lock in and focus on myself, which is so great. I think it's very easy. You hear about people who go to the gym and have like gym anxiety because they're worried about what people are going to think about them, depending on how they look, what their workout is. And there are definitely some a-holes in the world who are going to be making fun of people, and for whatever reason, probably because they're insecure about something within themselves. But just locking in and focusing on what you got going on, no matter what, to me, that is truly the key to success, not just in terms of working out, but in so many other areas. Like, I really do not compare myself to other people nearly as much. And I think there were moments when I would see other people doing certain things in life, for example, and I was like, wow, shouldn't I be doing this by now? Maybe I should be here by now. I don't think like that nearly as much anymore. I really try to keep in mind, hey, that person has that going on, and I actually love that for them. And I gotta figure out what I need to do for me, because their journey is theirs and mine is mine. Simple as that. But on top of that too, I think the other thing that's been really, really crucial for me when it comes to my running journey is building my self-confidence. I mentioned this in a TikTok a while ago that there was a period of time where because of my previous job and one of the managers that I had a really rough experience, and it really diminished my self-confidence, and particularly in my work product. I was really concerned that everything I submitted was bad. It came to the point that that this lack of confidence in my work product crept into other areas of my life, and I just felt as though I lacked confidence in terms of my future. Running has helped me regain my self-confidence in that way, because it teaches me that I can do hard things, especially distance running. Oh gosh. There are definitely hard days. And I think that's also a misconception. Some people are like, does running get easier? It gets easier, it gets easier, it gets easier, right? No, not really. I think you just get used to it. So in theory, sure, it gets easier, but is it ever easy in and of itself? Not really. Easier, sure. I'll say that. Gets easier, but is it ever easy? Probably not. Especially not when you're going for long distances. No, you get tired. I have learned that I am able to accomplish goals that I set my mind to, that I am able to do hard things. Running has helped me to regain confidence in my ability to do the things that I say I'm going to do. Creatively speaking, I used to be kind of just stuck and just feel as though I'm never gonna be good enough. I'm never gonna be able to create something good enough. So I'm just gonna not do anything at all, and I would just freeze. Running forces me to just go, run, do it. And I think as well, running is one of those things where running is political, right? I am one of those people who also does believe like everything is political. So like, yeah, I'm one of those. But I love that for me. I do have the ability to just get up, throw on some shoes, and go. And running is a type of exercise that I can do all over the world. In any city that I'm in, I have the ability to just get my booty up and just run, even if I run around in a room in a circle. Just running, you know? So it feels like a more accessible form of exercise than some others because, you know, you don't have to pay for classes or whatever else, right? So yeah, so for me, running is a big part of my life now, and I love it. Sometimes I hate it, but overall I love it. So thinking about the future of my running career journey, I don't know really what to call this. One, I think I need to talk about Denver. I feel like I need to make a whole separate video about the Denver Marathon experience and what that was like and just the energy. I think Denver was a fantastic choice on my part in terms of cities to do my first marathon. It was a great choice. I had a fantastic time. My boyfriend came with me and he was such a big help with everything, honestly, like driving me around, and yeah, so shout out to him for being there for me. I think, yeah, so I could use this channel to talk more about running because it's something that I do quite regularly. It's basically a part of my personality now at this point, I feel like, especially after running a marathon. Sorry. you know, people be like, oh, people run a marathon, they want attention. The heck? If you ran a marathon, you'd be saying the same thing. You'd be over here screeching like a damn cockatoo from east to west. Wait, from east to west, that you ran a marathon. You would be saying the same thing. So I don't want to hear it. Because how many people run a marathon? Less than 1% of the world population run a marathon? Yeah, I'm gonna talk my stuff, alright? But no, I'm actually not one of those super annoying people who talks about it every 5 seconds. I'm not. Did I post about it on LinkedIn though? Absolutely. I don't care, I needed something to post. I was like, let me just throw something up here. I used to work in social media, like, you know, you gotta do something every now and then on your own personal LinkedIn. I digress. I will probably be using this channel to talk a little bit more about my running journey, especially getting ready for Barcelona, so that's exciting. And it's nice. Running here in Barcelona, I love it. I just came from a run on the beach today. Fantastic. It was such a great day today to run. The weather was perfect. It was sunny with a little bit of a breeze, not too hot. Just kiss. But anyways, and then I would also say a goal of mine that would be really, really cool is if I could eventually have brands, like athletic brands that I actually wear and use and admire, want to partner with me. That would be the dream. Let's see if we can make that happen. If that happens in my future, we can look back on this moment and be like, wow, she kind of manifested that. So hopefully speaking it into existence makes it manifest a little bit. And I just want to close by saying, I know running isn't for everybody. It's and that's okay. I think some people just kind of count themselves out a little too early before giving running a true chance. People talk about runner's high, for example. I never feel that before the first 4 miles. Sorry. You want to get to that feeling? You're going to have to put in a little bit of work. Just saying. And maybe some people feel it earlier, but at least in my case, no. But once I felt it, oh, I was unstoppable. I was like, I see, this is why people do this. Forget caffeine, forget. I mean, y'all need, look, I'm gonna say it. Why do drugs when you can run? Hear me out, okay? Because, whoa, that feeling, incredible. So yeah, I say give running a try. Like a true try. Not a half-ass try, like a true, intentional effort. That's my ask. If you watch this and you already run, hey, maybe we should run together, okay? But yeah, if you're thinking about running, I always encourage people to get into it. And I'm also, like, here, for example, in Barcelona, I had people want to run with me and I run with them, and I'm totally fine changing my pace to run with people. And so it's very nice. I think also running can help. It's running has helped me physically, helped me mentally, helped me socially. It has been, this past year, running has truly changed my life for the better. So, oh wait, I'm about to, I cry really easily. We're not doing that. Okay. I just need to take a second. No, because seriously, like, that's really brought me a whole new community. And I've felt so proud of myself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's a lot of people who feel ashamed of themselves, who feel so down and depressed and don't like themselves. And that is heartbreaking. And I felt such a lack of confidence in terms of, creatively speaking. And running has just helped me strengthen that muscle so much. And so I'm really grateful for everything that running has given me. And I'm excited to continue to run. And hopefully you guys will join me. Maybe you'll run too, or you can just watch me run, that can count, I guess. But yeah, I post more about running on TikTok and on my fitness page. So feel free to give either one of those a follow if you want to keep up with what I got going on. All right, I've rambled for long enough, so I'm gonna let you guys go. But thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to, here's the list. Hold on, wait. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. In whatever order you like, okay? But I appreciate you for being here. And yeah, take care. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.